Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something really special, my top 5 video game series of all time. These aren't just games I've played. They're worlds I've lived in, stories that have stuck with me, and experiences that have shaped how I see gaming as a whole. From unforgettable characters to groundbreaking gameplay, these series have left a lasting impact on me as a gamer and as a cosplay photographer. Now, I know everyone's top 5 is going to look different, and that's what makes gaming so amazing. There's something out there for everyone. So as I go through my list, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know your top 5 in the comments below and why they're your favorites. Whether it's the epic storytelling of a sprawling RPG or the intense strategy of a tactical shooter, let's celebrate the games that mean the most to us. And speaking of celebration, this list also gives me the chance to showcase some of the incredible cosplay photography I've done over the years. These games have inspired so much creativity in the community, and I'm excited to share how fans have brought these iconic characters and worlds to life. Alright, grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's jump into my top 5 video game series of all time. Kicking things off is the Mass Effect series, a sci-fi RPG masterpiece from BioWare. This series is a masterpiece of sci-fi storytelling, blending epic space exploration, meaningful player choices, and unforgettable characters. Each game in the trilogy offers a unique experience while contributing to one of the most impactful overarching narratives in gaming history. The journey begins with Mass Effect, released in 2007, where players are introduced to Commander Shepard and the rich, expansive universe of the series. The game sets the stage for the galaxy-spanning conflict against the Reapers, a race of ancient machines bent on wiping out all advanced life. With its innovative dialogue system and emphasis on player choices, Mass Effect gave players a sense of agency rarely seen at the time. The relationships you form with your crew, like the loyal Garrus Vakarian or the mysterious Liara T'Soni, set the emotional foundation for the series. Mass Effect 2, released in 2010, is the crown jewel of the trilogy and one of my all-time favorite games. The stakes are higher, the gameplay is tighter, and the cast of characters is unparalleled. Building your squad for a near-impossible suicide mission creates an incredible sense of tension and investment. Every mission, every choice, and every interaction matters because the lives of your crew are in your hands. The darker tone and the introduction of Cerberus as a morally complex ally make this installment a standout. It's not just a game, it's an emotional roller coaster that keeps you hooked from start to finish. The trilogy concludes with Mass Effect 3, released in 2012, where the full-scale war against the Reapers comes to a head. The game balances epic battles with deeply personal moments as Shepard faces impossible choices that shape the fate of the galaxy. The gameplay is the most refined in the series, and the emotional weight of the story reaches its peak. And then there's the Citadel DLC, which is an absolute masterpiece. It serves as the perfect bow on top for the entire series, offering a heartfelt farewell to the characters we've come to love. It's filled with humor, action, and nostalgia, making it an unforgettable experience for fans. The Mass Effect series is more than just a collection of games. It's a journey that leaves a lasting impact. The choices you make, the bonds you form, and the worlds you explore create a story that feels uniquely yours. It's a series that shows the power of video games as a storytelling medium, and it's no wonder it has become a defining part of my gaming journey. The Helldivers series is a true standout in the world of co-op shooters, combining intense action, tactical gameplay, and a unique sense of humor. Whether you're fighting off hordes of alien enemies, or just trying to survive your own teammates' friendly fire, Helldivers is an experience like no other. The first Helldivers game, released in 2015, introduced us to a world where humanity is engaged in a never-ending war against alien forces across the galaxy. The game's top-down perspective, combined with its strategic co-op gameplay, made it feel fresh and challenging. It was a game that required teamwork and communication, and one wrong move, whether it was calling in an airstrike too close or accidentally shooting your teammate, could end in disaster. But that's what made it so rewarding. The high stakes and the sense of accomplishment when you successfully completed a mission with your squad were unmatched. The satirical tone of the game, poking fun at militaristic propaganda, also added a layer of humor to balance out the intense action. However, Helldivers 2, which takes the series to new heights, has quickly become one of my all-time favorite games. The transition to a third-person perspective gives it a more immersive feel, and the expanded combat mechanics allow for even greater strategic depth. The co-op gameplay is still at the heart of the experience, but Helldivers 2 refines the formula with better controls, more customization options, and a deeper focus on player choice. The environments are more dynamic, the alien enemies are more varied and challenging, and the sense of scale is even more impressive. What truly elevates Helldivers 2 is the balance of difficulty and fun. The game keeps you on your toes with its relentless waves of enemies, but it never feels unfair. The humor is still there, but it's now wrapped up in a more polished, cinematic experience. Helldivers 2 is a perfect example of how a sequel can take everything great about the original and make it even better. The blend of intense co-op action, strategy, and humor makes it one of the best multiplayer experiences I've ever had. It's definitely earned its place among my top games of all time, and I'm excited to see how it continues to evolve. The Red Dead Redemption series is a perfect example when it comes to storytelling, world building, and emotional depth, transporting players to the untamed landscapes of the American frontier. Both games in the series deliver unforgettable experiences, with Red Dead Redemption 2 standing as one of my favorite games of all time. The journey begins with Red Dead Redemption, which came out in 2010, a groundbreaking open-world western that follows John Marston, a former outlaw forced to hunt down his old gang to protect his family. The game is a gritty, heartfelt exploration of redemption and survival, set against the backdrop of the dying Wild West. Its emotional storytelling, memorable characters, and hauntingly beautiful world laid the foundation for what would come next. Red Dead Redemption 2, released in 2018, a prequel to the first game, elevates the series to new heights. Set during the decline of the Wild West, it tells the story of Arthur Morgan, a loyal member of the Van der Linde gang. Arthur's journey is one of loyalty, betrayal, and ultimately, redemption. What makes this game so special is its ability to immerse players in its world. From the dynamic weather and wildlife to the incredibly detailed towns and camps, everything feels alive. The characters are so well written and performed that you genuinely care about their fates, whether it's the charismatic Dutch Van der Linde or the fiercely loyal Sadie Adler. The emotional weight of Red Dead Redemption 2 is unparalleled. Arthur's personal struggle, as he grapples with his own mortality and the moral consequences of his actions, is a rare achievement in gaming. The game's epilogue, which transitions to John Marston and bridges the gap to the first game, is a masterstroke of storytelling that ties the series together beautifully. Both games are more than just westerns. They're poignant explorations of human nature, freedom, and the cost of survival. They immerse you in a world that feels authentic and lived in, with breathtaking landscapes and stories that linger long after the credits roll. The Bioshock series is hands down one of the most innovative and thought-provoking game franchises ever created. Each game in the series presents a unique narrative experience, blending first-person shooter gameplay with deep philosophical questions, all set in beautifully haunting worlds. Let's start with the original Bioshock. Set in the underwater city of Rapture, players step into the shoes of Jack, a man stranded in a dystopian society on the brink of collapse. The game's dark atmospheric setting is matched only by its rich narrative, exploring themes of objectivism, free will, and the dangers of unchecked power. The twist towards the end is one of the most memorable moments in gaming history, and the setting, Rapture itself, is an iconic location that remains a staple of video game design. Then came Bioshock 2, which many might overlook, but it holds a special place for me. This game took us deeper into the world of Rapture, allowing us to play as a Big Daddy, one of the iconic protectors of the Little Sisters. The game's narrative, centered around redemption and the bond between the Big Daddies and Little Sisters, is as compelling as its predecessor. The combat was also refined, giving us even more ways to experiment with plasmids and weapons. Finally, Bioshock Infinite took the series to new heights, with its story set in the floating city of Columbia. This game explored themes of American exceptionalism, racism, and the consequences of unchallenged ideals. The plot twists in Infinite are mind-bending and left me speechless more than once. Booker DeWitt's journey to rescue Elizabeth is emotionally powerful, and the relationship between the two characters is central to the game's narrative. The addition of the skyhook, the vigor abilities, and the open-air setting gave the gameplay a fresh, dynamic feel. While each Bioshock game is distinct in its own right, they all share a common thread of tackling complex themes while offering intense gameplay and unforgettable stories. They push boundaries in ways that few other franchises do, making them some of the most memorable games I've ever played. The Brothers in Arms series is a standout in the tactical shooter genre, offering not only intense combat, but also a deep sense of camaraderie and emotional storytelling. This series focuses on the bonds between soldiers during World War II, and each game highlights the harsh realities of war, all while keeping the player engaged with its unique tactical gameplay. The first game, Brothers in Arms: Road to Hill 30, set the tone for the series with its realistic depiction of WW II combat. You're placed in the boots of Sergeant Matt Baker, leading a squad through the brutal and unforgiving landscape of Normandy after D-Day. The tactical gameplay, where you control your squad and utilize cover and flanking maneuvers, felt fresh and challenging. What set this game apart, however, was its emotional weight. The story wasn't just about fighting, it was about the soldiers you were leading, the sacrifices they made, and the losses they suffered. Next up, Brothers in Arms: Earned in Blood, built upon the foundation laid by its predecessor, refining the gameplay mechanics and introducing new characters and stories. The story centers around the character of Sergeant Joe Hartsock, a soldier with his own set of struggles and personal growth. The game deepened the emotional aspects of the series, adding even more layers to the character's development and the choices you make as a leader. It also expanded the tactical options, allowing for more strategic depth in combat. Finally, Brothers in Arms: Hell's Highway is my personal favorite in the series. Set during Operation Market Garden, this game is where the series really came into its own. The gameplay improvements, such as better AI and enhanced tactical options, made it feel even more immersive. But what really sets Hell's Highway apart is its storytelling. The emotional arcs of the characters, particularly the bond between Baker and his squad, are incredibly powerful. The game delves deep into the cost of war, not just in terms of lives lost, but in the psychological toll it takes on the men who fought it. It's one of the most impactful stories in a video game I've experienced, and it's the perfect conclusion to the trilogy. The Brothers in Arms series is a rare gem in the world of tactical shooters. It blends realistic, tactical combat with a heart-pounding narrative about the brotherhood that forms in the face of war. Whether you're storming a beach, navigating through enemy territory, or dealing with the aftermath of battle, the series never lets you forget the humanity behind the uniforms. Before we wrap up, I want to take a moment to shine a spotlight on one of my favorite aspects of the gaming community: cosplay. As a cosplay photographer, I've had the incredible opportunity to capture the passion and creativity of fans who bring these beloved characters to life. The artistry, dedication, and love that go into these costumes are truly inspiring, and they highlight just how much these games mean to people. From Commander Shepard leading their squad into battle to a lone Helldiver standing ready to defend the galaxy, the world of Bioshock is also a cosplay favorite, with its hauntingly beautiful designs. Whether it's the iconic Big Daddy and Little Sister, or a stunning Elizabeth from Bioshock Infinite, these characters have inspired some of the most breathtaking cosplay photography I've ever worked on. And let's not forget Brothers in Arms, a series that doesn't see as much cosplay representation, but is no less impactful. I've had the privilege of capturing incredible, historical-inspired looks from cosplayers who celebrate the realism and camaraderie of the greatest generation. This showcase isn't just about the costumes, it's about the people behind them. These fans are a testament to how video games transcend the screen, inspiring art, creativity, and a sense of community that's truly one of a kind. To everyone I've worked with on these shoots, thank you for sharing your passion and talent with me. You've helped bring these incredible worlds to life in ways that words alone can't describe. So there you have it, my top 5 video game series of all time. These games have been more than just entertainment. They've shaped how I view storytelling, gameplay, and even creativity within the gaming community. From the emotional depth of Mass Effect to the tactical precision of Brothers in Arms and the chaotic fun of Helldivers, each of these franchises has offered something unique, and I'm sure many of you have your own favorites that speak to you in a similar way. What makes gaming so special is the way these worlds and characters resonate with us, how they bring us together, whether it's through the shared experience of a tough mission in Helldivers 2, or the unforgettable characters and storylines we live through in Red Dead Redemption 2. The passion that goes into these games, whether it's the developers, the cosplayers, or the fans, creates something that goes beyond just a pastime. It's a community. I've had the privilege of capturing some of that passion through my cosplay photography, and it's amazing to see how these characters come to life in such creative ways. Every photo tells a story, just like the games themselves. And if there's one thing I've learned from all these incredible series, it's that gaming is an art form. An art that can change lives, bring people together, and create unforgettable memories. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What are your top 5 game series? Do you agree with my picks, or do you have your own list that you think deserves a spot? Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. I'm always excited to hear your thoughts. And as always, thank you so much for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a moment of the content I've got coming your way. Until next time, keep gaming, keep creating, and never stop exploring new worlds.